Oops, we just got killed. What's up, the world? This is Glassic Gamer coming at you with the first episode of ARK Survival Evolved. We're going to go ahead and get started by joining our ARK by first clicking on Join ARK. From here, you'll see three types of servers. Essentially, you're going to have the PvE, the PvP, and the hardcore mode. The hardcore mode is something that's not for everyone. Essentially, it's going to be a server where if you die, you start back at level 1. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. It seems to have a low population and a fairly low ping. To select it, all you do is select here and click on Join. And here we have our character creation screen, and the way this works is you can actually select the options you wish. You can go ahead and make the character taller, shorter. You can go ahead and adjust leg lengths to make them a giant or to make it as ridiculous as possible. There's also options you can use for the presets, such as if you click on these numbers here, you can actually see it allows you to create a pre-generated character. I think we're going to go ahead and start with just a basic character here to save some time. And now we're going to go ahead and put her name in, as I've already done here. And we're going to go ahead and select a zone. Now, the zones are fairly important. It drops you off where you're going to be. The harder zones are generally towards the north, and the easier zones are generally towards the southeast. The southwest isn't too bad, but I think for the sake of starting a fairly easy one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the we'll start with the south zones. So we'll see South Zone 1. We'll try that. Go ahead and click on Create New Survivor. And as you can see, your first few moments in ARK are fairly disorienting. You're looking around, you're seeing everything around you for the first time. There's dinosaurs. The one thing to be careful is look out for carnos. Anything that's a carnivorous dinosaur will attack you on sight. The ones that are fairly docile are going to be the herbivores or the omnivores, such as this parasaur over here. This one will not bother you whatsoever. As you can see, there's several players have already built here. This person has a little castle on the hill. Nice design. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and search for some food. Without food, you're going to starve to death. So we're going to start by just going around looking for these shrubs, and we're going to start picking some berries. The way you do that is you just push the E key, and you'll see you start to automatically collect berries. We're going to go to an area that seems to have less population, only because it can get quite dangerous if you're on a PvP server, such as this one, which is player versus player, which is the official. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to find a safe place to start and build. So we're going to start collecting some berries here. And we'll collect some stones as we go as well. And we're also going to go up to some of these trees. We're going to start punching them by using the left mouse button. This will get you some wood and thatch so you can start creating your first set of tools. If you open up your inventory menu and by pushing the letter I, you'll see this is what you have currently in your inventory. You also have craftables, and these are your engrams. We're going to be starting by trying to build a pick and a torch. To get the pick, it says we need 10 thatch. So to get thatch, we have to go beat up some trees. And we're just going to walk up to some trees and just start punching them until we get some thatch. And as you can see, it may take a little while to get 10 of them, but we'll get there. Let's see where we're at now. Okay, we've got 15 thatch, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create my first item. This is a pickaxe. These will allow you to harvest thatch and wood a little bit quicker, but it's mostly going to harvest thatch, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And it looks like we have our first level up. To handle a level up, all you simply do is you push I in order to pull up the inventory screen. You then select an area here that you wish to update. Now myself, we've only got 100 hit points. Let's start by bumping that up a little bit. As soon as you click on that, it's going to give you the option to spend some points. Now you notice you have 8 points here to spend. I would suggest by going with a hatchet and the spear. And next time around we'll go ahead and make the campfire because we'll need that as well. And we're going to go ahead and hit close. And now if you go back to your craftables, you'll see the engrams here. We now have the spear, the axe, the pickaxe, and a torch. The spear is going to be very important as it will allow you to defend yourself from dinosaurs and other players. But first, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and make the hatchet. So I'm going to go ahead and equip my hatchet by pressing 1. As you see, I have it on a hotbar here. And we're just going to go ahead and smack some trees here. And we're going to go ahead and get some flint for our torch. It's easier to get flint with a pickaxe than it is a hatchet. A hatchet is better for stone. So if you want to have one more than the other, you could use the appropriate tool. And when you first start, it does take a little bit of time to go through and learn how to do this. We're going to go ahead and harvest some more wood. And we're going to keep harvesting until we have enough for our hatchet. And you see, now we have enough for our hatchet, so we're going to go ahead and select the engram here and click on craft. And now if you go back to inventory items, you'll see your hatchet is right here, so we'll go ahead and place that in place. And we're going to start saving up for our next one, which is the spear. But I see since we already have enough of the torch, we'll create a torch as well, because at night it gets very dark and hard to see. So we're going to go ahead and create that torch. I'll put that over here. And now we're going to go ahead and see what we need for the spear, which is 8 wood. So now we know that if you use a hatchet on trees, you should get more wood rather than thatch. So as you can see, when we hit it, we're getting more wood than thatch. And with spears, you will be able to carry more than one. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to collect enough to carry for more than one spear, as spears will break, unfortunately. And they do break quite frequently as well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit craftables. We're going to go back to spear. We're going to craft item. And we'll have our first spear. Excellent. So now we are able to defend ourselves. If you look at the craftables, it'll actually tell you how many parts you're missing and what you're missing. So it says we need 12 fiber, we currently have 6. The way to get fiber is you put a weapon away, or a tool, and we're going to go look for these plants again. As these little plants have fiber, oh, there's some stem berries and arcoberries. We'll get into those at a later time when we go to taming. And we're going to grab some more fiber here. As you can see, we're picking up quite a bit of it. Alright, so now we have enough fiber to create a second spear. So actually we have enough for 2 more. So we'll create a couple more. I like to have at least a minimum of 5 spears because they do break very easily. And as you can see, it says we'll need more flint and more fiber to create more spears. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to harvest some more materials. Always keep an eye out for the smallest carnivores out here called the Dilos. They're going to go ahead and they're going to try to spit in your face, kind of like Spitter from Jurassic Park. And they're not always the nicest dinosaurs to encounter, but they are fairly easy to kill and to tame as your first few dinosaurs. The great thing about them is they make great tamed dinosaurs to fight with initially, and you can have several of them in a pack, which can defend you. Alright, and as you notice, we're collecting berries as well, because we're going to need tons of berries. The other thing you might want to notice is you have your food bar down here. It looks like a little picture of a ham hock. So we're going to go ahead and click on inventory, and I'm going to just slot some berries here. And we're going to go ahead and just hit the button to eat those berries. And as you notice, it makes your food icon go up. And this is very important, as we need to keep eating or you will pass out and die. Also keep in mind you have your strength bar. Your strength is something is the max you can carry, and as you notice, looks like that little weight above the droplet of water on the right hand side. That actually allows you to carry as much as you want depending on how much strength you have. See where you have weight right here? If your weight gets too close to 100, you're going to start to walk slower until you cannot move at all. So keep in mind that if you want to be able to move freely in case something's chasing you, such as another player or another dinosaur. And the other thing you'll notice with ARK is every time you do something, such as crafting, hitting some trees, or even doing just staying alive, you're actually going to get experience for that. And you'll see your experience bar go up initially, and it goes up very rapidly from gathering and from hunting. The other thing to keep in mind is berries and other foods have a very short shelf life. They're going to spoil at a very rapid rate. Alright, so we've just got ahead and broken our first pickaxe, but don't worry. If you have enough materials in stock, just simply click the number that it's on, such as this case number 1, and it will recraft a new one. And we can simply just repair it and continue on. This is a nice feature of ARK compared to many games where you have to actually go out and start over again. So let me go ahead and add some more berries here to eat. Always have to stay fed. Now you see this little... oh, it just went away. Anyway, that was a drop. The drop is going to be essentially special items that you can collect, such as gear. It can be blueprints, which are extremely important, and any other useful items. A lot of people will run to them as soon as they see them and try to grab them as fast as possible. But I'm going to keep on continuing over here. We're going to go ahead and just keep gathering some wood and thatch until we level up. Perfect. So here's our second level up. As you can see, you level up fairly quickly in ARK. And we're going to go ahead, I'm going to bump my health up again, because health is extremely important when you're first starting. Now we have 10 points to spend. Since we're completely naked, we'll start with our pants. We'll get a shirt. And we'll get some... and we'll get a hat. We're going to go ahead and hit close, and if you look over here, it shows the material needed for it. In the case of the hat, we just need 10 fiber, so we'll go ahead and craft that. And now we have our first hat. Now the fun thing with ARK is you have these skins that you start off with. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that hunter hat skin, drag it over, and place it on the hat. And now we have a hat. And now I'm going to go ahead and gather up some more resources, as we need lots of more fiber to create our clothing. Can't just run around like the naked cowboy here. Need to get some pants and shirts. So I'm going to go ahead and speed the film up from here, and we will continue to gather fiber until we get to the end. And we're back. And as you can see, I had enough to craft both the shirt and the pants. Now we're going to go ahead and craft another spear since I have it here. And we'll continue on to level up to the next level. As you can see, we have just a short ways to go. Experience goes very quickly in ARK, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and keep gathering some fiber, as we'll need the fiber and berries to eat for now until we go ahead and have the ability to make a campfire. Then we can cook up some meat from hunting dinosaurs. Keep in mind that many of these dinosaurs are docile in the starting areas, but you will have the occasional dinosaur that will try to kill you. Uh, the other thing to be aware of is water. Water can be quite dangerous as there are megalodons and there are sarcos. Sarco is essentially a giant alligator that will kill you on sight at this low level. If you want to start to get low on water, you want to go ahead and just step into the water, push the E key, and you will drink. You'll notice that we're also getting low on food, so let's go ahead and take a look at our food sources here. You don't want to eat narco berries, and you don't want to eat stem berries. The stem berries are going to drain you as far as your water, but you're also going to go ahead and keep you awake as far as if you're going to be unconscious, such as being poisoned from a scorpion, Pulma scorpius. I'm going to go ahead and grab some more berries here. So try to stay away from the narco berries. Those are for taming, and we'll get into how to use those in a later video. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and just try to start from scratch here. As you can see, our food bar is now going up. As you can see, the little arrows and a little stake. We're going to go ahead and keep gathering fiber, and we're going to keep gathering berries because we're going to need lots of food to start. And as you can see, it's also experiencing us up. Every time you go ahead and gather, we're getting levels here. And the great part about gathering is you can see it's actually adding these narco berries. So when we do get to go to our first tame, we can actually use these to keep it torpored, which is unconscious. And that's going to be a very key term in this game. Some areas you drop into, you may have some dodo birds around or some small coal, which are fish. Let's see if we can find any. I'll take a quick peek and hopefully no sarcos will kill me. I don't see any fish, just a turtle. And I'm going to go see if I can find a fairly easy dinosaur to take out for our first kill and get some food going here. Also, if you want to sprint, you can sprint by holding the shift button down on the left side and just pushing forward. But keep in mind, when you're sprinting, you're going to burn more food, you're going to use more water, so stay close to the water source until you get a flask where you can store up on water. And if you get tired like I just did here, you just have to wait a few seconds and your stamina will return. You can actually just walk it out. And you'll see the stamina is that little lightning bar. So we're going to continue on this beach until we find something fairly easy to kill that won't kill us. These parasaurs are easy, they will run, but the problem is they're extremely fast and they will most likely outrun you. They are designed to be the horse of the game, except they have very limited attack ability, so nobody uses them. And as you see here, we've actually got some dinosaur poop. This is actually used for later in the game. This is going to be used for farming, so we don't really need them right now as we just started. And we're going to go ahead and just keep gathering materials and trying to find some food. If you're brand new, don't attack a Triceratops, especially with no armor, as they will kill you. We're going to keep looking. Maybe we can find some coal here. Excellent. I found some coal. So I'm going to go ahead and get my spear out that we crafted earlier. We're going to swim up to one of these little fish, and we're just going to spear it. If we can get to it. They're fairly easy to kill. Also keep aware of your oxygen. If your oxygen levels drop too low, whoop, we've got ourselves a piranha, so we have to be careful. There we go. Just killed the mega piranha. And they usually have more friends, so we have to be aware of that as we'll start making our way back to shore here. Ooh, that was a close one. Alright, so we're going to rest up here, and that's why water is dangerous. But sometimes it's the only source of food you have, so we have to be very careful. So I'm going to go ahead and rest up here. The way to rest up is to actually eat all the food you have, but never eat raw meat, as the raw meat's going to kill you, as it's unsafe. Sometimes when you're starting on a server, you'll see campfires laying around, so we can actually borrow one of these campfires over here, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the campfire. While loading up on berries here. Once you heal up, you'll actually see these icons go away as you get this little scary music with a heartbeat going. I'm going to go ahead and put the meat there we got. And I've got 60 wood, so I'll just go ahead and light the fire. And as you see, sitting by a campfire will actually help you heal a little quicker. You're going to rebuild your stamina. And we're also going to get some food out of this, as we got a couple from the fish, the mega piranhas. So to access the fire, what I usually do is I push the F key, and that F key is actually used to access dinos or other people's inventories as well. So when you push the F key, that opens it up here. As you can see, we've got one cooked meat. We'll put that over here. And I'm going to go ahead and use it. And our second cooked meat, I'm going to go ahead and use that as well. So we'll just leave the fire going for a little bit so we can rest up here. And as you can see over here, there are several drops. Usually at night, you see quite a few of them. The only problem is that drop appears to be on the other side of the river, which is, one, can be very dangerous, and two, were at night. But I think we should go take a chance. Let me put this fire out. Let me grab the extra wood, and let's see if we can just wing this. And I'm going to go ahead and cross this river as fast as I can. And I don't happen to see any sharks, which is good. Keep an eye on your oxygen levels. As your oxygen levels are extremely important. Oops, we just got killed. So if you get killed and you don't have a bed, don't worry. You can actually either respawn in the same area, or if you like, you can actually choose a different area. And as you see here, you have all the different zones in which you can spawn at. Just to show you what happens in case you lose everything, I'm not worried about losing the gear we had there because we can just make some more. So I'm going to go ahead and actually use this as a learning opportunity to show you that you can actually create new gear. So we're going to we'll try out the east zone here. I'm going to go ahead and click on respawn random location. And as you can see, when you spawn in, you're going to be in a new location. Death is pretty common in ARK, and you can't always get your gear back. So just keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated. As you can see, there's also different obelisks here, towers, which show. There's three of them. You have the red, the blue, and the green. And those where you can actually spawn the broodmother, which is way, way, way down the road, or you can use it to transfer to another server. I'm going to go ahead and gather some more fiber since I'm already here, and some other materials. And keep in mind, if you die, you still have your engrams, so you didn't lose anything. All you lost was just your gear. I'm going to go ahead and just go through here. Uh, Grab some fiber so we can make some new clothes and some new tools. But don't be disappointed if you die. That's just part of the game. It's going to happen many times. It's going to happen in caves. It's going to happen when you least expect it. Uh, just try to make it as easy as possible for yourself by, not getting frustrated, and just go back out there and gather. Once we build a house, we can actually set up a bed in it or a sleeping bag, which we can spawn back to our house, which will make it a little bit easier. But we haven't gotten that far yet. That's going to be for another video.